After all, Fuhr's been on 5 Stanley Cup winners. He's 34 years old. But Fuhr went through rigorous rehab and came to camp in the best shape of his career, and he got the shutout in Game 1 against the Wings. Game 2 again in Detroit. Fuhr, the epitome of focus. Early first period, Yzerman works down low. Fuhr will make the save. Yzerman then crashes into Fuhr. Ray, there were bodies flying all over the place.
Again, Detroit tries to set a physical presence. Ward flattens Keller in his first game of the playoffs, wants to make a statement. Here Shanahan runs into Leach.
Two guys are going at it. Shanahan, again, trying to get his team going. That appeared to be a little flat. Leach is already ready for a physical challenge. Shanahan took 2 minors in the first period, so he was gone for 4 minutes, but did set the tone for his team.
5 minutes into the first, the ex-wing, Marc Bergevin, beats Vernon 1-0 St. Louis.
Great play by Bergevin, great play by Turgeon. He goes to the middle of the ring, takes a hit from the point. Pusher goes with him, opens up a lane. Bergevin fills the lane. Great move, forehand, backhand, upstairs.
Tennis reference. Second period belonged to Grant Fuhr. Bob Rouse keeps the puck in the zone. Fedorov a chance. Stoned by Fuhr. Fedorov had a lot of chances, Ray.
Fedorov had a great game tonight. He did not score, but he provided a lot of offense. He played up front the whole night tonight, not like the first game where he was on defense for 2 periods. Fuhr stones him here, but he had a great night offensively.
Detroit now on to power play. Shanahan moves in to Fedorov, and again, Fuhr makes a save. Watch again. Fuhr this time, not a kick save, but a toe save. Bowman says, what do we got to do to get the puck in the net? 1-0 St. Louis after 2. Third period, Wing shorthanded. Chris Draper, look at this, beats Fuhr through the 5-hole, tied at 1. Fuhr, first goal he's given up. Period of 1:33:58 against the Red Wings. Moments later, LaPointe shoots, rebound put home by Larry Murphy, and Barry, that's exactly why they got him.
St. Louis became unglued after that goal against Fuhr. When a defenseman scores a goal like this, Billy, this means he's went by at least 2 checkers, maybe 3, comes in from the point, nobody picks him up, puts in a rebound. You can't let that happen in playoff time, and Brett Hull knows it.
Blues with a 5-on-3 advantage. Vernon huge, Ray.
Well, here was the story of tonight's game. Vernie came up big tonight. A lot of talk in Game 1 that he shouldn't have been the starter. He played well in Game 1. Real solid again tonight.
So the Wings win at 2-1. Series is now tied at 1 game apiece. The Blues go 0 for 8 on the power play. They are now 1 for 18 on the power play in this series. St. Louis also gave up that key shorthanded goal to Draper. Vernon, 22 saves in the win. Fuhr makes 31 saves in the loss after the whistle. We talked about the Blues power play. The Wings actually worse, 0 for 14 in the series. Detroit got Larry Murphy for his scoring ability. His 31st career playoff goal. That's 5th all-time among defensemen. For the Blues, Fuhr's playoff shutout streak snapped at 163-32. And Ray, the key for Detroit, they finally started sending people to the net after the first period.
Well, if you're going to give Grant Fuhr good looks at the puck, he's going to stop the puck all the time. They had a couple of 3-on-2s, a couple of 4-on-2s where nobody's going to the net. If, here you're going to get a look. Here's this 4-on-2 in the first period. If you take a look, nobody's in front of the net. Nobody's driving to the net. Nobody's going for rebounds. This is an easy save for Fuhr if it gets to the net. Later in the third, early in the third period, you see LaPointe's battling in front with McGinnis. Yzerman gets a chance. This set the tone for the third period. The Wings were much more aggressive, getting traffic in front of Fuhr. Made it much more difficult for him to see the puck. Here on Murphy's goal, he gets a chance to go in. As Barry said earlier, if a defenseman's coming into the net, he's beating his man into the position. In this case, it was Jeff Courtnall. He got picked off and ran into trouble. Murphy goes and throws it upstairs.
Well, if I'm looking from Joe Quenneville's point of view, St. Louis' point of view, you get into an early series like that, you go into Detroit on the road, you're trying to get 1 win, you're trying to split the series. That worked. They played very well. We talked about it last night. Detroit's not going to roll over. They showed up tonight. Soft goal, shorthanded goal. Maybe that'll turn the whole series around for Detroit, but it's going to be a long, hard-fought series. Fuhr's going to play good next game. Detroit's certainly going to play better. They know what they have to do against Fuhr, but they wanted the split. They got the split, so St. Louis is happy.
All right.